Eighth grade, Mrs. Hollenbeck here. I'm going to get you started on lesson 2 in vocab. This is page 7 through 10. A couple of you forgot to do the 21 through 30. Don't get in the habit of doing that. Okay, you do have time. You have time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Use it. All right. This is a context lesson, so you'll be taking a look. I believe the context lessons begin on page 140 something, 143. Lesson 1, okay, is on 143, so it's 143 to, I believe, 148. That's accurate. Okay. If you need some reminding about the types of context clues, your book, it's really a wealth of information. If you go to the front to Roman numeral 19, it gives you 5 types of context clues that they use in this book. Review that before you take a look at the article. Also, I'll take a quick look at the article and tell you kind of what I see and what you can be looking for. All right? Our first word is allegory on page 7. Allegory is a noun. And we've talked about that, and we introduced the word, or we heard the word when we talked analogies for last time. And it is a type of story. All right, so it's a classification relationship. Not the same thing, it's a type of story. The type of story it is one filled with extended symbolism. Now, there are 2 types of allegories. We have political allegory and religious allegory. Political allegory would be like the novel Animal Farm, which the symbolism, the extended symbolism, has to do with the Russian Revolution. Religious allegory, how about Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe? Okay, where everybody knows Aslan represents Jesus. Okay? Conjecture. Conjecture can be a noun or a verb, but they're using it in this book as strictly a noun. So just put noun in the little box. They don't have it, I don't believe, oh no, they do have it as a verb too. All right, but the sentence they give you is a noun. All right, so it could be a noun or a verb. You can make a conjecture, or you can conjecture. And sometimes I ask you to form a conjecture based on what you know, make a guess. Okay? And basically, this is what I'm asking you to do on your novel. If you don't know for sure, make a conjecture. Give a try. Based on what you do know, what do you think the answer might be? Make a guess. Okay? That's what conjecture means. Going alphabetically, despicable. Despicable, the able ending makes it an adjective. Okay? And if we took that away, we'd end up with the verb despise. So a despicable person is worthy to be despised. Okay? He's despisable. Okay? He's worthy of being disliked intensely. Okay? That's a despicable person. Anybody see Despicable Me 2? I thought it was cute. I thought it was as good as the first one, but I guess there's different opinions on that. But I think that movie's cute, not just because of the minions. Okay, so despicable and dissolute are very, they can be easily confused. All right. Despicable, yeah, you're mean. All right. You do things to promote self-interest. Okay. And you're always looking out for yourself. You're mean, and people can despise you. All right. But dissolute is far worse. If we put those two in, they're both adjectives. So if we put them in an analogy, they'd be degree. Dissolute means you are totally without any desire to do what's right. All right, even a despicable person might feel a little bit of guilt, might not admit it, but they would feel a little bit of guilt. A dissolute person, no guilt about the harm that they cause others, the inconvenience, the just the suffering that they would cause. All right, a dissolute person has no ethical standard, no moral standard. They're just totally without it. Okay. So dissolute is an adjective, okay, and means just without any moral code. Okay, nothing to say, oh, that's wrong, don't do that. Okay, you got to wonder at these people that go in and shoot people at a school or movie theater. They would be dissolute, and they have no moral restraint, no moral code. Okay. The next word, veracity. Veracity is an adjective. Oh, nope, sorry, it's a noun. I got stuck on the adjective thing with dissolute and despicable. Veracity is a noun, and veracity means, it's an attitude, it's an idea, because it's a noun, it's not a person, place, or thing, it's an idea, and it's the idea of fighting with or doing something with great fierceness, to the extreme, okay, no holds barred, very, very savage, all right? So fighting with veracity, you're just, no holds barred, boy, you're just fighting like a savage, okay? Very fierce, okay? Incongruous, OUS ending makes it an adjective, okay? And incongruous means just doesn't match up. The word we had last week, let me find it, because it's the opposite of this one. Felicitous. And felicitous was appropriate, right? It worked. The words that were used, the things that were said were appropriate for when it was being said. Okay, incongruous. It's not appropriate. It doesn't match to the situation. Like there are some things, and every family has this, where you're sitting around the dinner table and you share things within the family, that jokes and stuff in the family that would be incongruous in other company, right? You don't say them when there's company around, or hopefully you don't. You know, parents have to work with their kids on that, because sometimes they share too much. It's just incongruous information. It's not appropriate. It doesn't match to the situation. Okay? That's incongruous. What's my next word? Misanthrope is a person noun. A misanthrope is a person who doesn't like mankind. A hermit would probably be a misanthrope, just doesn't like mankind, doesn't want to be around them, so it heads to the hills. Okay? So he's not surrounded by anybody. A misanthrope just despises his fellow man. Okay? That's a person noun. Okay? That's all it can be. Prologue is a noun. All right? And we talked about this in the analogies. A prologue story is a little bit at the beginning of the story that's going to introduce what's going to happen. It's going to introduce the action, maybe give some details about the characters. It's kind of like some exposition, all right at the beginning. And then we have the opposite at the end, which is the epilogue, okay? So a log, if you go in the front of your book, which I said, oh, it's a wealth of information, it's the root word writing, and this is, pro means before, so this is before writing. All right, so before the story, okay? You need to know about the characters. You need to know this story, and it could give you even some backstory, all right, so that you can understand what's going on, okay? Before we started studying Midsummer Night's Dream, I gave you a little bit of prologue. You needed some backstory, okay? Protagonist goes along with the whole story thing, and it's person noun. Protagonist, and this is literary review, literary terms review. A protagonist is the hero of the story. It's the leading character. The protagonist struggles for something. So, in your story maker's writing, you could either create a protagonist who's struggling to survive in an unfamiliar setting, a foreign setting, a dangerous setting, okay? Or the protagonist can be the setting, okay? And protagonist is a person now. Terse. Terse is an adjective. I'll tell you right now, I've never been accused of being terse. Terse means getting straight to the point. You know me, I like to talk about it, and reiterate the point. I'll get to the point. Terse means you just get to the point, and that's it. Okay? Here's the fact. That's it. Okay? Those are our 10 words. If you turn, did I say that was an adjective? I think I did, but just a reminder. Let's turn to page 143. You're studying about a couple, or reading about a couple of protagonists. Natty Bumppo was protagonist in James Fenimore Cooper's stories, and then Batman. All right, so a little hero study there. That'll be kind of fun. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of examples. Okay, a lot of examples. And then I'm seeing that they'll give you the definitions either in a sentence before or a sentence after. I'm seeing an opposite. Make sure you look for words like not or however, some negative words to indicate that the opposite meaning is given. Okay, there's an example that comes right after the word. So it looks, a couple of those. Looks like you have all 5 of those. Please review page 19. It'll be to your benefit. Okay? Well, we'll see you later, and I hope this helps you out. Bye for now.